not to be on like a no invincible Iron Man type shit, but I really do feel like right now, and you may think this is a little weird, but I really do feel like right now, I feel like I can't die until I do what I'm supposed to do. I feel like it's like I really do feel like I'm so strong on like destiny and shit like that. You don't understand. Like well, you probably understand, but like, I'm just real strong on that and what I believe in. I feel like nothing really can happen to me until I accomplish what I need to accomplish in life. You feel me? So.
What's your name?
My name is Lance Williams.
And how old are you?
I never tell anyone my age. I know it's weird, but I never tell anyone my age.
What age are you around?
I'm in my mid-20s.
Okay.
I never tell anyone my age. I know. I'm like a female with that, I guess. I like to be like kind of anonymous with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Lance, of mystery age.
Say Daniel doesn't know my age though.
She does or doesn't?
Yeah. No, she does.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Who are you on a soul level?
On a soul level?
Yeah.
Can you clarify that a little bit?
So underneath all of the third dimensional material things, where you work, where you live, like, who are you? Like, what are the facets that make Lance?
Who am I? I feel like if you would have asked me this question, I could tell you like 6 months ago, maybe 5 months ago, I wouldn't have had really an answer for you just because I was in such like a depressed state, like 4 or 5 months ago. But from where I wake up in my point of view just towards life now, I feel like, and not to say this in a cocky manner, but I feel like I'm just like I feel like I'm a great person, Like, as far as just like soul wise, I feel like individually I'm just a great human being.
Mm-hmm.
I always try to input positivity in the air. I always try to do positive things in life, and I do a lot of stuff actually that I don't record. Actually, I think I never record anything that's positive. I think it's kind of corny sometimes to kind of say I'm helping out homeless people or I'm talking to the kids with this and trying to influence people in a positive way with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like especially in today's society where everything's kind of social media based, I feel like a lot of positive things that you do, I mean, you can kind of share it, just so you can kind of spread that love and hope people kind of follow your footsteps. But at the same time, I feel like you shouldn't be, sharing all that positivity and not sharing the positivity, but just broadcasting everything that you do in a positive light. It kind of rubs off as like a little fake to me.
Okay.
So I mean, some people were like iffy about that. Me, that's just like my little standpoint on it. But I mean, just as far as like just soul wise, I just feel like I'm an individual who has finally found himself after months of being lost, and I have like a narrow path that I'm on right now, and I know what I want in life. I know what I need to do. I'm taking those steps in order to do that and to get to where I need to be. Sometimes happens a little later than expected. That's the situation I'm in right now, but I mean, it's going to happen. I'm a firm believer in destiny, so I feel like anything that is destined to happen in your life is going to happen one way or another.
So can you talk a little bit about that journey of like finding yourself? So a couple months ago, if I asked you this question, you wouldn't have known what to say, and now you kind of feel like you know who you are. So like, what did that look like for you, that process?
Let's say a few months ago, it was like a repetitive process, as in waking up and doing the same old thing every damn day, and it's just like like what am I supposed to be in life? What am I supposed to do in life? What am I supposed to do with my life? And it's just when your late teens, early 20s, you kind of you have all these goals set, you have all these goals set for yourself, and you kind of hit rock bottom if the goals that you have set for yourself, you don't really achieve those goals, especially in the time stamp that you wanted to achieve those goals. Um, so I think that's kind of what happened to me. Like, for example, for me, I'm not going to lie with you. I wanted to be, like 22, 23 years old, married, one kid. And, I feel like in today's society, I feel like that's a very rare thing. And it's just,
It happens.
yeah, it happens, but percentages.
It's cute,
Percentages are slim to none.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, I had talked to my mom, and my mom was married with my oldest brother. She had him coming on the way. She was married to my father, and that was at the age of 21 for her. My father was 23. They had their own place and everything. I'm just like, times has changed so much. I wish that, I honestly wish I was born in the 70s, 80s, or whatever. Life would be completely different for me, obviously. But not saying that I hate this generation, but it's just it's different.
Yeah,
it's different. And I feel like my soul isn't meant for this generation; it's meant for a previous generation. But I'm stuck here, so
you are stuck here.
Yeah. And I don't believe in reincarnation or anything like that. So it is what it is. I gotta make do with what I have. Yeah. So, did I answer your question?
No. So your views changed. You didn't want. Well, you wanted to get married at 23, and then that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm not married. I don't have kids or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you were like, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate in that aspect, as in, having goals set for yourself and not achieving those goals, both short term and long term, and month after month of you trying to, do great things with your life, and you try to, do all these things that you have set for yourself, and you not achieve those, it's going to put you in a dark spot. It doesn't matter who you are. You can be the most successful person or the poorest person. It's going to put you in a dark spot. So I was in a dark spot, waking up every day, just not really caring at all anymore. I'm like, I feel like my life was, and I could have been over dramatic with it, but it got to the point where I felt like, it really got to the point where I felt like I didn't care if I lived or died anymore. You feel me? And I think that was my most depressed state when, I said, you know what? I think I've done a lot of things that I did want to do in life. I'm not saying that I didn't get a chance to do anything, and I'm still young, so I still have opportunities to do everything. But yeah, it's just suicidal thoughts and all that shit. Shit is rough. But yeah, I had a talk with my brother. My brothers actually. I had a talk with them, my younger brothers, a few months ago, and they were kind of in a relatable state, but they're younger. They were 20 at the time, and we all just shared how we felt with life, and we feel like we should be this or that. We're trying to do the work in, and we're not really seeing results. And through a long, just hour-long conversation with them, it kind of put me in a better light. And I'm like, I feel like I have a purpose in life. I feel like I'm supposed to inspire people or encourage people, young or old, whatever, just to be great and to achieve wherever they have set in front of them, no matter their age or no matter the negatives that have happened in somebody's life. Nothing's impossible. There's still people who were 60, 70 years old, achieving goals that they set in front of themselves when they were in their early 20s.
That's true.
So there really is no time stamp when it comes to success. And once you start to realize that, you kind of put yourself in a positive light. And then I have my long-term goals set for me now, my short-term goals set for me now. I never read, but I've been starting to read a little often. I play games a lot. I play video games a lot. So, but yeah, so I've been in a better light now, just because I had to throw away that whole trashy mindset of I just felt like I was surrounded by so much just negative energy. I just had to trash all of that. And I feel like now I'm just, I'm on the right path of getting to where I need to be in life. So.
I want you to pick colors. I want them to be colors that represent you as a person, that represent things that make you happy. You can pick as many colors as you want. I'm going to get you to draw for the remainder of the interview. You don't have to finish. Most people don't. I mean, there's one girl did, but she was like an alien. But yeah, you can like draw, right, or whatever you want. And I want you to like tell everyone why you pick the colors you pick when you're finished.
Bet. Alright, man, this nigga crazy. This nigga really said what I think he said. I gotta rewatch this, mom.
No, you're good.
I gotta rewatch this video, and there's no way he said. Nah,
I said what I said.
Alright, these are my four colors I'm choosing.
Okay.
Is the camera on?
Yeah.
Well, I gotta say why I chose these?
Yeah.
Alright, so I chose these four colors. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to draw something, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I showed these four colors. Red, all-time favorite color. It just looks beautiful. I'm not gonna go into symbolism for red because I'm not. That's yeah. As far as symbolism goes, what is that, like blood and like death? I think is red. I think death can also be black, but that's not why I chose black. I chose black because it's also another favorite color I have. And as far as black, I feel like the interesting thing about black is, what is there, 64 colors in this? Mm-hmm. Yeah, 64 colors in that pack. This is the strongest color. You feel me? If there's a white color in there, this overpowers that. If there was, gold, silver, or whatever, black overpowers any color. That's an interesting thing about black. Green, although this is kind of a little off. Looks like a slight olive green. It could be regular green. I could be a little colorblind.
It's okay.
Yeah. But green, just because it represents, wealth. And who can't use more wealth? You feel me? Like, a lot of people were in some fucked up situations. If money was kind of spread out a little better throughout the U.S., then the America would just be a much better place,
Yeah.
That's a whole other situation. And then gold. I think this is gold.
It's like the closest you're gonna get with a marker, probably.
Yeah.
So it's not metallic.
And I chose gold just because kind of the same reason as green. It just kind of represents, just wealth and, like power. I kind of feel like, you think back to like the Egyptians and shit like that, the king tide, all them niggas, they wore all this gold from the hat all the way to the toes. And I think that was just so interesting to me, all right.
Okay. So draw whatever you want. I'm gonna ask you questions.
All right, draw whatever I want.
Okay. So the first question is, what makes you the most upset?
So I'm drawing as I'm answering.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can stop and answer if you want. If you can't multitask, like, it's fine.
All right.
No big deal.
What makes me the most upset?
Mm-hmm.
What makes me the most upset? I think what makes me the most upset is what makes me the most upset? When I think of upset, I think of racism. Yeah, I know. I know it sounds a little contradicting, but I think of racism. When I think of the most upset, I've been in multiple racist situations. Cops, hillbillies, white people who, the middle class, upper class, they look down on you in a certain way. Yeah, I hate that shit. Yeah, like it's to the point where I would want to kill them, but yeah, I hate that shit. So I mean, if we're walking on the same side of the sidewalk, you're white, I'm black, and you cross, I'm gonna shrug my shoulders like this nigga right here. You feel me? Like that happens all the time too. I'm not sure if it's my height or the beard. I don't know what it is, but it happens all the time. That's irritating, but I don't hate it. Could just be the way they were raised or whatever the case is. But yeah, racism is definitely like my most biggest hatred. Or something that makes me the most upset. The follow right behind that is having a conversation with somebody and then being interrupted after you giving them the respect and all that to say their piece. I hate that shit. Mm-hmm. That makes you just wanna. So yeah, absolutely hate it.
Yeah. Okay. What excites you more than anything? What makes you really happy?
What excites me more than anything? What excites me more than anything? It would have to be money now. It used to be females, and not in a way where it's just like, not in a hoish way. It used to be females because I swear to you, I've always felt like I would be talking to someone. I'm like, this person is damn near perfect. She might be my soulmate. I might get married. I might have a kid. I might do this. I might do that. That's my mom. I can have my mom would be happy, and just all that shit. And that's the reason why it used to be that. But now it's just money. And every time I come across like new financial opportunities or whatever the case is to pick a couple extra dollars in my bank account, that's always a big smile right there. So I gotta say.
So the way you were looking at females before and like getting married at 23, and now you're 20 something, and you're trying to. So is that not important to you anymore? What was important to you? Like, do you not really think about settling down anymore because there's been so many people who?
It is important to me, but at the same time, with the way today's world is, our generation, all fucked up. I feel like to find what I was looking for then is very, very slim. Slim to none. Because bitches ain't shit. But now saying, and let me clarify that real quick, I really do feel like bitches ain't shit.
Let me clarify and then say it exactly the same way.
I really do feel like bitches ain't shit nowadays. But there's classes of bitches. There's not many classes of bitches. There's just classes. No one really wants a bitch. When I mean by bitches, you know what a bitch is. Like you kind of know what a bitch
now.
is. Yeah.
I got it. The girl that's calling herself a bitch.
Yeah, I'm a bad bitch and this is that. Yeah. Real ass bitch, like all that. You feel me? Like they not shit at all. They corrupt people, good and bad. You have the best spirit in the world. They'll fuck you up. They're going to fuck you up. Women are everything. A strong woman. They make the world go round. It's a strong woman, mentally. Like that's a beautiful thing. So, and then there's girls. So we have bitches, women, and girls. Okay, women, they're up here. Bitches, they're down at the bottom. Nobody want them. They're the low life. They're more so looked at as objects or whatever the case is from a male's perspective. And then we have girls who they're in the process of becoming women, but they're too immature to see a lot of things. They like to argue about a lot of stupid shit. They make a lot of immature moves in life. But I feel like you have to start somewhere, and that's the process of becoming a woman. Bitches, they lost. they're lost. Yeah. So.
Okay. What are you afraid of?
I'm not afraid of anything. Like, there's nothing in the world that I'm afraid of. I know people say I'm a God-fearing man or this, that. I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid of hell. I'm not afraid of being caught overseas, stealing, and being tortured. I'm not afraid of anything. I'm really not. I used to be afraid of just like, I used to be afraid of like demons and shit like that,
That's scary.
Yeah. But it's to the point right now where I don't really believe in a lot of that shit no more, Like, I believe in evil, I don't believe in demons. And I know it's kind of weird because kind of the same thing, but Yeah, I don't know. I don't believe in that type of shit. I don't know. I'm not really scared of anything. I'll be. And it's like a new thing too, you know. Like as far as like the last, in my depression state, that's when I found out like I'm not afraid of anything. And since I've got out of that, I really that's one thing I did keep from that. And from where I'm at right now, I guess I could say the closest thing to fear is to die without achieving, you know, one of my major goals I've had set, or without doing something great before I die. You know, I think that would probably be the closest thing to fear that I have. You know, like if I were to die right now, I'm like, damn, like it's fucked up. Like, you know, I did a lot of shit in his life, but I won't really be remembered as anything. You know, of course, family's gonna be like, oh, he was such a good kid. You know, he was one of the best in the family because he never got in trouble. He never did this. He never did that. But yeah, as far as that, it would be so much better if I were to have died, and I'm just gonna put like a random timestamp on it. If I were to die 7 years from now, okay, but I were to accomplish like majority of my goals that I have set, I were to have inspired or encouraged, you know, kids or whatever to be, you know, the greatest possible them that they can be. You know, if I can help people to get to where they need to be in life and shit like that. And I think the reason why I want to help is because when I was in my most depressed state, I was looking around for help and no one helped me. And I was always just wishing that someone comes into my life. It doesn't matter. It can be a friend, guy friend, or it can be like a girlfriend, you know. I'm not saying guy friend, that's not like, oh, no way. But guy friend, that's not like, you know how sometimes you meet people and, you know, they have different thoughts, they have different perspectives on certain things. They may have different connections that, like, oh shit, you do this? Oh, okay, well, I've been always thinking about doing this, and they can put you in the right path, you know. I've been looking for something like that, and I've never come across something like that. And I would want to be that person for other people, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So if I were to die in 7 years, but if I were to accomplish that, you know, helping out people and shit like that, then of course I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be happy because I'll be dead, but I'll be satisfied. I'll be satisfied with that, you know.
Yeah.
So I know it's a weird way of saying it because I know 7 years I'll be in my early 30s, but yeah.
Okay.
I'm not afraid of death though. I'm not. I used to be. But as far as where I'm at right now, I'm no longer afraid of death. If you die, you die. Hopefully it don't hurt too bad. If I'm good with pain, no, but hopefully it doesn't hurt too bad. And yeah, I want to be one of those people that died, you know, by like a heart attack or some shit like that.
Oh yeah.
It would be the best if I were to die, you know. I feel like
sleeping in Bob Ross.
Yeah, exactly. But in my like mid 80s.
Yeah.
Like I feel like, well, I'm not going to put like a time on it or an age on it, but when I feel like I can't really function the way I used to anymore, you know. I'm not saying like 30 years old waking up with like a bad bag. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about like, you know, like you can't really hold conversations, you can't really follow things anymore.
Yeah.
You know some old people out, but there are old people who are in their 80s who can have like a complete conversation with you.
Yeah, they're like running marathons.
Yeah, and there's also people in their 80s who, you know, can you pass me that bottle over there? And they, you know, all fucked up and so I mean, there's levels to it. There's levels to it. And I feel like there's a lot of what you put into your body and what you do.
Yeah, for sure.
In your you know in your younger years that kind of influences that. You know.
What is your favorite song right now?
My favorite song right now would probably be what's my favorite song right now? Can I say of all time?
Yeah.
My favorite song of all time would probably be I got to slim this down a little bit. All right, favorite artist of all time is Drake. Okay. Yeah, for many reasons.
Love him.
Huh?
I love him.
Yeah, I'm a huge Drake fan for real. Favorite song ever would be.
That's hard.
Yeah, because like all of his albums are tough.
Hard.
Everything that he puts out is tough. It would have to be. Give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. My bad. I'll be able to find it in a second. Just,
Did you download like the care package?
yeah. And actually, my favorite song is actually on there.
Okay. Because I've definitely been listening to that a lot.
Yeah, my favorite song is Days and Eves. Yeah,
Okay.
Days and Eves. And it's funny because a lot of people weren't really hip to that song just because it was like on a mixtape before.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of people were getting hip to it now, and I see.
Yeah, are you serious?
Yeah.
I know people like are loving it because they think.
I see a star on it right now, and I'm just like,
Right, this is old.
Yeah, but that was my
This took me back to like high school.
Yeah, exactly. That's my favorite song of all time, though. There's no song better than that to me. It puts me in the mood. I sing along with I know the words and shit like that, of course.
Can you sing?
I can't sing. I wish I could sing. If I could sing, life would be completely different. But I can definitely tell you that one thing I have been doing lately is rapping. And the reason why is just because I feel like as far as rap goes, I feel like this is a point right now where anybody can really do it. It may sound shit. It may sound like some shit, but
There's stuff that sounds crazy on the radio.
And that's exactly. So
Like,
so with that being said, I did just don't start rapping and shit like that, and it's to the point where the reason why I started doing it in the first place is just because I feel like anything I put my mind to, I can do and I can succeed in. And I want to prove that to other people. You feel me? Because again, like I'm going to get to a point in my life where I look back, I'm just like, you know, like I am glad I finally got here. This is what I've always wanted. You know, I know for a fact that's going to happen. No one can tell me that's not going to happen. I know for a fact that's going to happen. I believe that's stronger than anything else I believe in my life. You feel me? It's just like I'm going to get there, but I don't know exactly which route is going to take me there. Because I got my mind in so many different ways right now. So if, you know, for some crazy reason, I were to make a few songs and put them out, and you know, I were to get some kind of fame off of that, or you know, some success over that. Yeah, exactly. And if I were to be put on a platform from that, then that would just be the start. You know, I'm like, okay, I know where I'm going to get. This is the route I'm supposed to take now, and I see. You feel me? Because I would be an idiot not to go that route if I see, you know, me booming with it. And yeah, just like I mentioned earlier, with like, you know, if I died, you know, 7 years from now, like if I were to influence people in a positive way and, you know, help the kids out and shit like that, you know, if I were to become a rapper or something like that, you know, that's a very easy way to influence kids in a better way and talk to the people and, you know, shit like that. I can't really say that one man can change the world, but he can definitely do a big ass impact. You feel me? So, you know, I really do feel like I'm either a person who will do that, or I'm going to be a person who encourages or inspires someone to do that. You feel me? And I would say it in a cocky way or anything like that, but it's just something that I personally strongly believe in myself. You feel me?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that. I don't know what the fuck I'm drawing. I'm drawing some crazy.
It's okay. It's fine. Do you have any vices? Like, what do you do when you're stressed out or when you need to, like, release?
Two things. Two things. I either eat an edible, because I have hella edibles, or have sex.
Do you make the edibles yourself, or you buy them from
I don't. I get them from a dispensary in Colorado.
Oh, okay. So, like, mail them to you, okay?
Yeah, I have family there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he comes here and there, and he, you know, brings the goods. You feel me? So, yeah, that, and then sex, just because that's one of the best ways to, like, release stress and release anger or whatever the case is. As like I said earlier, like, sex is very important. You feel me? So yeah, that's that.
What's the hardest conversation you've ever had to have?
The hardest conversation I've ever had to have. I was in a relationship for 4 years. That was my longest relationship ever. I was in that from when I had graduated high school. I was with a female who was 4 years older than me. Graduated high school, and I was with her for 4 years, and it got to the point in a relationship where I felt like we were wasting each other's time, you know. I'm like, I have mad love for you. I love you as a person, but I'm not in love with you. And because of that, I feel like we should go our separate ways, you know. I had to break it down to her in the easiest way I possibly could. There really is no easy way for that. And then for her to feel like she's wasted 4 years or whatever the case is, I tell her, I mean, no, you ain't waste no years. You know, we've had a lot of laughs and smiles and joy and happiness, a lot more than sad, you know. You didn't waste anything, and at the end of the day, it was all like one big ass learning experience. I learned a lot from the whole situation. She's learned a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of traits that you bring to the person that you're supposed to be with. You feel me? So yeah, so that's that. And that situation, yeah, I can leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah, I can leave it at that.
Share an embarrassing moment, or do you not get embarrassed?
It's funny that you say that because I'll never forget. The last time, I've only been embarrassed one time in my life, okay? And it may sound crazy, but I've only been embarrassed one time in my life. And I swore to myself, I said, after this situation, I would never embarrass myself ever again. Like, I would never embarrass myself. And that's the reason why nowadays I take so much precaution to everything I do. Like, it can be, I'm gonna go back to the situation real quick. I was 16 years old, okay? I see the most beautiful girl I've ever seen at that age. I see her sitting across the other room. We were all at I think it was a baby shower, okay? Obviously I wasn't related to the person or nothing like that, that'd be weird, but I seen her sitting there, I seen her looking at me, I'm looking at her. I was like, at that point, I was confident in myself, but I was super duper shy, you feel me? She's with all of her friends and everything, you know, or cousins or whatever the case is. They're all laughing and geeking. And then my mom told me we're about to leave soon. I said, damn, I gotta make a move now. And so I stand up and I approach her. And she's looking at me approaching her. And as I'm approaching her, you know, I put a smile on and everything. You know, I got in my head what I'm about to say. And right before I get to her, my head, boom, on a chandelier. Like, there's a big ass chandelier. And I don't know what I was thinking, but I just didn't see it. I was so narrow-sighted to her, and I hit my head on the chandelier. It made the loudest noise. Everybody in the house heard it. From there, I just looked at her, and I didn't know what to say, so I just walked out. I literally just walked out. I didn't say nothing to her.
You should have laughed it off.
It was so embarrassing to the point where I couldn't even laugh it up because that shit did hurt too. You feel me? Yeah, that shit hurt it, and I'm just like, Mom, let's just go. You feel me? I did end up having a conversation with that person later on. Probably like 6 months later, just because it was a baby shower, so it was a mutual contact through a mutual contact. We were supposed to hang out and do things, and she was in a relationship, kind of. She was like in one of those situationships, I guess I could say.
Yeah.
And I tried to finesse it because that's someone who at that time I was like, everything that I want, I can have with you. You feel me? I'm like, I can have all this with you. Just trust me, and you know, just take a leap of faith. You know? Yeah, leave him, just take a leap of faith. I'm like, just trust me. Like, I'm tough with it. And we was talking for a good like 2 months. Never seen her though. It was all via messages and calls and shit like that. So I guess you can consider that her cheating. I guess if you were her boyfriend or whatever, but. She never really had the balls to actually go and
she was loyal.
Yeah, say something to me. Well, I mean, how loyal are you?
Well, I mean, ish.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. But she's actually married now. She has a kid on the way and shit like that. And I ain't gonna lie with you, when I seen that, it definitely got underneath my skin a little bit because I'm like, that was supposed to be me. You feel me? That's what I wanted this whole time. That's exactly what I wanted, and I don't have it. But at the end of the day, I'm happy for the person. I'm happy for both parties. And hey, I wish them the best, you feel me?
Right.
Everything happens for a reason, again.
And it'll happen.
So yeah, it's gonna happen.
Like,
even if I turn 30 years old and still looking for the same old shit.
30's not even old though. I just don't think that 30.
Well, this is the thing. 30's not old, but once you want to achieve certain things. So, for example, if I were to hit 30 years old and I were to just find the person I'm supposed to talk to, or just find like my soulmate or whatever, okay? Because let's do some math real quick. And my math is trash. But I'm gonna try. Bear with me. It's not gonna be algebra. It's gonna be simple math. So, 30 years old, on average, I'd say you get into a relationship anywhere between 3 to 6 months, okay? Like a real ass relationship. From there, you don't think of fiance shit or marriage shit until maybe like 2 years into, you know that person.
So 32.
So 32. Once you get there, some people want to, do things the wrong way, and it's completely okay. I'm not knocking anybody who does it this way, but some people want to have kids before they're married. I want to be married and then have a kid.
Okay.
No one in my family has done it. I want to be the first. Okay. It's the right thing to do. It's how you're supposed to do it, and that's how I plan on having it. I never had like a pregnancy scare or nothing like that. Like I'm very cautious and smart with how I move. What was I saying? I'm sorry. My mind.
So we're 32 now. Like you're 32.
Okay, yeah. So my bad. So yeah, I'm 32. And I'm starting to think about marriage and all that good shit. So I'm like, okay, I've been with her for 2 years now. I want to propose to her. Okay, I proposed to her. That whole process. And I'm not talking about the proposal process. I'm talking about from me proposing to her saying yes, and us
actually getting married like a year and a half.
Yeah, exactly. So that's 3 years. I'm 33. Okay.
Okay.
I get her pregnant on our honeymoon or whatever. Okay.
Okay.
She gets pregnant on her honeymoon. 9 months to a year later, the kid's gonna be born. I'm not gonna say to a year later because I'm not retarded. I know a baby comes in 9 months, but just saying like I'm summing it up. You feel me? Like 9 months, you sum it up to a year later. Baby's here. So what is that, like I'm 34?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm 34 years old. And I'm like, okay, this is where the real math sets in. It's like, I'm gonna have to be dealing with like 2 annoying ass, well, probably not even 2, but like 1 annoying ass year of my life, 34, 35. I'm gonna be older and shit like that, but the kid, no, like, let's be honest, like no one really wants to take care of like a crying ass baby all day, you feel me? But once you get past that 1 year, where the kid's not just crying about every single thing, then that's where everything is all Gucci and,
Okay.
I know for a fact,
So you in your head think that you're more equipped to deal with that in your 20s.
Exactly. I'm more equipped to deal with it in my 20s than in my mid 30s and shit like that. But anyway, 35, the kid's 1 year old or whatever. Okay. Yeah, like I want to be able to go to my son's basketball games or son. I don't want a daughter. I don't want a daughter. That's not gonna happen. I have all male sperm in my.
Okay.
Yeah. So I want to go to my son's basketball games and support him and through his athletics, and I want to be able to play with him in the backyard. To do all this fun shit. And I don't want to be 40 years old, 42 years old, 43 years old with my first kid doing all this shit. I would prefer to have had 3 kids, 40 years old, doing that shit. You feel me? With my newest born or whatever the case is, with my youngest son. That's just not gonna happen like that. Unless I were to find somebody like right now, and we really get to work right now. It's like, hey, we run out of time.
We're on a schedule.
Exactly. But there's just a lot of things I wanted to do at a younger age with my child and my wife and shit like that. Of course, I'm still gonna be young. I don't want you to think that like I think that like mid 20s and shit like that is old. You feel me? It's not. And I don't think that 30s is old too. I'm just doing the math because I'm like, damn, by the time my son is 18 years old and he's graduating high school and shit like that, walking off to college, I'm gonna be, damn, was that like 18 plus? Was that 34? So that's like damn near early 50s. Okay. So I'm gonna be, I did my math right. Yeah, I did my math right.
Yeah, it's like
52, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah, so I'm like 52 years old. And I'm like, damn, I got a kid. I only got 1 kid.
Damn, I got a kid.
Yeah, it's just like, damn, like where's time go at?
I don't know. Stay in shape.
Yeah, and
eat right, work out. You'll be able to play. Whatever. It'll be fine.
Yeah, that's facts.
It'll be chill.
Yeah, I don't know. I just prefer to do a lot of shit at a younger age. You feel me? Yeah, people used to laugh, well, people still do laugh sometimes that, people who are 16, 17 years old pregnant.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it really is crazy, but at the same time, they kind of get to live that life. They kind of have a different bond with their kid or whatever, just because, they're growing.
Kids with their kid.
Exactly. They're growing with their kid, you feel me?
Yeah.
So, not saying that I wanted that exactly. I wanted mine at 21, but fashion.
Because that's not a kid.
Yeah.
That's totally a kid.
Say what?
That's definitely a kid, I feel.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the most challenging thing you've ever gone through?
The most challenging thing I've ever gone through? The most challenging thing I've ever gone through was definitely algebra.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I swear to you. The most challenging thing I've ever gone through was algebra. And the reason why is just because the way my mind works, it's not go with numbers. It's weird, but it's not go with numbers.
Yeah, I feel that.
I know a lot of people struggle with math and shit like that, but just like I told you before, like I have ADD, which is the reason why sometimes I would ask you, like, what was I talking about? I know what I was talking about, but I can't really get the vibe. I can't get the beginning of what I was talking about. You know? That's why I might need you to. I know you was doing this. You was doing that. So, yeah, I don't know. Algebra was extremely difficult for me. I'm trying to think outside the box a little bit as far as difficulty.
Yeah, like life.
Yeah.
Not like a class.
Yeah. As far as life goes, one of the most difficult things that I've ever experienced or gone through would definitely be one of the most difficult things. I mean, my depression, you feel me?
Did you go to therapy for that, or you just like got yourself out of that funk?
Yeah, I got myself out of it. I feel like I can be my own therapist in a way. I don't really express my emotions to anybody. Me and my mom, we have a really, really, really close relationship, but I don't really talk to her about like the real serious shit. You feel me? That have going on in my life. She can sense it sometimes. You feel me? She can sense when I'm really, really down and all that good shit. But yeah, I don't really express my emotions like that. I feel like that's a flaw I have. You feel me? I should be more expressive with whoever, be more open. I'm very honest, but I'm just not open enough. Sometimes I like to bottle everything up inside and kind of suppress it and kind of just hope it goes away. You feel me? A good cry is not gonna really do that. So yeah, it's getting through depression is the hardest thing I've probably ever had to deal with.
What's the craziest thing you've ever seen?
Craziest thing I've ever seen. The craziest thing I've ever seen was. The craziest thing I've ever seen. I had to go. I've seen someone die. I've seen someone get shot. I was in Baltimore. I was working early shift. It was like 7, 8 o'clock, and yeah, I was on my way to work, which was right across the street, thankfully. And I seen it was like a little quick ass drive by. Somebody just drove by, like stood out, and I guess they had their target. They shot like 6, 7 bullets. I wasn't walking up to the person or whatever the case is, but it was literally like from like me to that red chair right outside that door. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was probably the craziest shit I've ever.
So you were the one that called 911? So you called 911?
I didn't call 911. I know. It was one of those things where.
Was anybody else around?
Yeah, there were other people around.
Oh, okay. I'm just like, was you like, damn, and just like left him?
No, we were all outside. And when I say we all, it was like us and like a little small team.
Yeah.
It was like 6 of us, I think. So yeah, we all witnessed that shit. But yeah, I mean, if there was no one around, of course I would have called 911 or tried to, be that person's aid or whatever the case is. But yeah, I don't know. That's Baltimore for you. And I was actually on the street that my mom and dad grew up on, which was crazy. And I moved back there after I graduated high school, actually for just 6 months just so I can work because I didn't go straight to college. I took 6 months off because I didn't know what I wanted to do. You feel me? So I was on construction in Baltimore right now. That's when I seen it. So it kind of hits you in a way where it's just like some people's lives, just end so shortly, and it's just like I put myself in their shoes, or try to put myself in their shoes. I'm like, I don't know how this person was really born and raised and grew up and shit like that, but I'm just like, if this person really didn't achieve what this person had set for them, and some people don't have goals, I ain't gonna say that's okay, but not everybody's meant to, do great things. Not everybody's meant to, live their life to the fullest and shit like that. But I'm just like, damn, this dude's probably like 28 years old or whatever, and it's like, if you didn't really do anything for your life, like, it was just a waste. You feel me? All the diapers changed from your mom, waste. All the conversations you have with your friends, like everything that you've done. If you haven't done anything good or great in life, then it was just a waste. You feel me? So that's how I was looking at it. And shit like that kind of like changes your mental up a little bit. It's like, damn, like, you can get taken away any time type shit, but not to be on like a no invincible Iron Man type shit. But I really do feel like right now, and you may think this is a little weird, but I really do feel like right now, I feel like I can't die until I do what I'm supposed to do. I feel like it's like, I really do feel like I'm so strong on like destiny and shit like that. You don't understand. Like you probably understand, but like, I'm just real strong on that and what I believe in. I feel like nothing really can happen to me until I accomplish what I need to accomplish in life. You feel me? So.
Okay. So I have 2 more questions for you. The second to last one is, what's missing?
What's missing?
What's missing?
In my life?
In your life?
Well, I can tell you right now, thing number one that's missing is some damn time to think I'll be able to finish this picture. I need more time.
It's okay. You actually got more time than everybody else.
Bro.
Yeah.
Well, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's good.
It's true.
It's more stuff
Yeah.
to pick from.
What's missing? Girlfriend. Wife, all that shit, As far as a female goes, I'm missing a female in my life. What's missing? Career. I'm working on things now, but I'm not there yet. And I'm hoping that when I do get there, it's what I want. I'm hoping I find, kind of like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, you feel me? So as far as a career, missing a female, missing a career. That might be it.
Okay.
Yeah, female
And
career.
the last question. So, it's a situation where all of the electricity goes out except for like phones, TVs, computers, and it pops up like PSA, public service announcement, and then it's your face. So what are you gonna say to the world?
So everyone can see my face.
Yeah. Like everything else is shut down and it's just like lights.
Shit. I would immediately reach out to the kids. The first thing I would say is to the kids, if you have a goal set for yourself, or if there's anything in life that you want to do or be, as long as you work hard and as long as you stay true to yourself, you can accomplish that. You can accomplish that goal. That's the first thing I would say. Second thing I would say is, I'll try to target the racists. To everyone out there who feels this type of way about someone else's, complexion, race, religion, anything. Just anyone who has any kind of hate towards someone because of the way they were brought up or raised or born. I would tell them that we're all humans. We all, at the end of the day, if an alien, if we were to be invaded by aliens or whatever, okay, we would all fight alongside one another. You feel me? We'd all put our differences aside. We shouldn't need a situation like that in order to be great with one another. You feel me? We only have one world. We shouldn't fill the world up with hate. There should be more hate than love in the world. Yeah, so I would definitely say I would try to push love through the phone. And what else? And then I would shout out to my mom and say, "Mama, we made it." You feel me? And that's it. And then it'll click off. But yeah, as long as I target the kids and target people who don't really know any better, I feel like I'm not gonna say like a racist doesn't really know any better, because I'm pretty sure most of them they know better.
Mm-hmm.
But some people, I'm looking at it from like a psychological perspective. Some people, they were born and raised in a certain type of environment. You feel me? They could have had racist ass parents or whatever the case is, and that's kind of all they knew. And it's just like, if that's all you know, how mad can you really be at that person? You feel me? Mm-hmm. It's like, that shit can piss you off, it can make you feel type of way or whatever the case is, but you can't really be mad at someone for being raised wrong. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Which is another reason why I feel like, hate plus hate just doesn't equal hate. It's just, I'm not gonna hate you for you being you. But at the same time, I would definitely try to push a message like that's not the right way. You feel me? There's a wrong way and there's a right way, and that's definitely not the right way. So yeah, just love, Everybody needs to love one another, and yeah, that's probably what I would.
Good job.
Yeah, that's probably what I would say.
Explain it for the camera. Hold it up if you're finished.
So I'm drawing a not really like a sunset, but well, I guess it kind of can be a sunset. I kind of have the horizon right here, but a golden sun. Mm-hmm. I have the sun gold because the sun is beautiful in itself, and I mean I think the solar system's kind of cool. You feel me? But the sun is cool to me. It's a beautiful thing that you can't really look at. Yeah, the sun there's a red glare coming from the sun, and it's blood. Yeah, it's blood. It's blood.
God.
On the side of it, it looks like it should be water, but instead I put it green there just because green represents wealth, and at least for me, anytime I think of green, I don't think of money or wealth or whatever the case is. And so the money and shit is going to be corrupted by the blood. The blood's going to spill over to the money, and it's going to be blood money. And that's what
it's going to be blood money.
Yeah, it's going to be blood money. And it's seen through the light from the sun. So the sun exposes
Okay.
Yeah. This is...
You want to sign it?
This is corruption in the world, okay?
That's true.
This is the corruption in the world. And this is, I don't know, like the people trying to put light towards certain things. Symbolism and kind of in a way. But all this is black, and it's greater than the sun just because there's going to be a lot more negative shit than positive shit. So I'm kind of everywhere with it, but hey, that's what I got.
It's great. You did a great job.
I can sign it right there.
Yeah. Like, I thought you were about to sign it. So like, with it backwards. Thank you for doing this. You did great.
Besides the dumb part.
That was questionable, but it's your interview.
This is Lance in the flesh.
Sweet.